Hello, guys, and welcome to once again another live stream here on the VB Thomas platform. As usual, on Wednesdays, we're going to have the Phoenix Racing League, as it is going to be an exciting race around COTA, Circuit of the Americas, of course. I mean, 12 people in the lobby, it's going to be a short qualifying. It was expected to be a full qualifying due to people being in the lobby, but they don't seem to be there today. So, I mean, it is not a problem. We're going to have a fun time. These guys are experienced drivers. They're going to do their best to bring everything on track. So, let's get straight into the introduction, as it is going to be. Let me have a quick think. Need to enable them real quick. So, last race, we were in Brazil where we saw our RC win the race. It's SpongeBob in P2 and Tutski Beard in P3. So they all did their amazing best to try and get the win. Unfortunately, I mean, for me, unfortunately, because RC is just so far ahead. He won the race again. It's SpongeBob in P2, Tusky Beard in P3. I mean, Tusky did a pretty amazing job. I don't think he qualified the best out of the race, but he managed to come back strong. Also, it's SpongeBob didn't really have a great what's it called, sprint race, and then he climbed back to P2. So that's absolutely amazing. Both drivers from the top two don't seem to be in the lobby today, so that's going to give some exciting racing at the front of the grid. Maybe with Dutski Beard winning the race today. That's what we're going to be looking at. So the track information, as I said already, it is going to be Circuit of the Americas, or also known as COTA. The country is going to be the United States of America. I mean, quite a few people know that. The population is going to be around 336 million, and the first Grand Prix ever held on this circuit was in 2012. We had two races before that in the United States, but they were not on the Circuit of the Americas. Most Grand Prix wins on this track is by Sir Lewis Hamilton. He has won 5 in total from 2013 till 2017, or 2012 till 2017. And then he missed one race. I'm not too sure. And we've got the quali record is a 132.0 and the lap record a 136.1. So I do expect that to be beaten today, as it's not a very hard time to beat, of course. So let's get straight into the track layout, as it is going to be it is going to be interesting to see where the guys are going to be able to overtake each other. Turn 1 is definitely a good option, as it will be a good one. I mean, it's a slow left-hander, so that seems to be all pretty good. And you can easily make a dive bomb through there. You do have to watch out taking the outside line, as it is going to be very hard to keep your car rotated on that curb. So I mean, it's not really a curb; it is a little bit of a mistake in the track. So I don't know what's up with that. But your tires get degraded from that really heavily. Then we also have turn 11 and turn 12 overtake opportunities. Turn 12 is mainly because of that long DRS straight, which you're seeing in sector 2. And then, of course, it is going to be 28 laps. We're usually doing a short qualifying and a 50%, which is also going to be the case today. The circuit length is going to be around 5.5 kilometers. The race distance will be around 154 kilometers in total. So let's get straight into the strategy prediction, as it will be a very interesting strategy prediction to come up. It is going to be a medium hard strategy, in my suggestion, or a medium hard, as you will have a lot of people crashing in the Circuit of the Americas, unfortunately, as it's not a really easy track to have a lot of grip on the track. And we've got also a hard medium strategy to have a late safety car to cover that one, or a hard medium soft to have a two-way safety car, but with the fastest stints at the end of the race. I would definitely not recommend to start on the softs, also because the tire degradation is so high. You don't want to mess up your race by starting on the softs, of course. Tire overheating probability is also very high, as it is going to be way harder at the beginning of the race with a heavy car and all that. So yeah, make sure to keep that in mind whenever you're choosing the tires. And let's get straight into the standings, as this is going to be the standings. I'm gonna let the guys know they can start real quick, because it doesn't seem like they are starting yet. There we go. All right. So the standings are going to be Alfa Romeo in P1. Not really surprising, as we can see RC being all the way at at the top, of course. Then we've got Williams in P2 and Haas in P3. So these guys seem to be all there at the top of at the top of the constructors. Then we've got the lowest tier teams: Alpine, Mercedes, and Aston Martin. Yeah, they're not really getting there. As you can see, Alfa Romeo with 6 race wins. That's absolutely amazing. But I mean, if you take that in consideration, and they've done 10 races, right? Williams is not that far away. And because Williams hasn't won a single race, because that means their second driver must be absolutely amazing. So the first driver here, I think it's done by reserves, because we're seeing the Williams in P7 and in P where is the other Williams? He is not even on here, so I think that's done by reserves. But yeah, we are seeing RC in P1, we are seeing Apentrots in P2, Tutski Beard in P3. So the top three is actually filled by Dutch guys. And then we've got AJ, the driver, the Turkish driver. I think it is the Turkish flag, if I'm not mistaken. Gonna zoom in real quick. It is indeed going to be the Turkish flag. And we've got Chartman in P5. He is doing an absolutely amazing job trying to keep up with the top three. He's only separated by, I think it is 19 points. So I mean, he can win this race. Tutski Beer just has to DNF, and then he's closing down on the top three. So that's great. So let's get straight into the predictions, guys, as we have to make sure that we're going to be on time for the qualifying. The qualifying already started, so a little prediction. Let me think. Let me think. All right, so who do we have in the lobby? It's going to be a lot of people we didn't see yet. So that's one thing to keep in mind. George Matt, who was absolutely amazing last week in Brazil, he was just I made a clip about it. It is in my show reel. If you guys want to see that real quick, it is on my YouTube channel. The YouTube channel is linked in the panel section of my Twitch. And he made a beautiful switchback on the Ferrari. The Ferrari, I think it was on what's his name again? AJ, the driver. He is not in the lobby today, so that's not going to happen to him. So I think George Matt is going to be causing a surprise today, and I think he's going to be P1. Naismith in P2, and then we've got Tutski in P3. Chartman in P4, Apentrots in P5. He's the biggest loser of the evening is going to be Apentrots. He's going to be first in the qualifying, and then he's going to drop back all the way to P5. Biggest winner of the evening is going to be George Matt. Yes, amount of safety cars. I think only one. You know, it is not many people in the lobby, only 12. So it would be interesting to see many people crash. I don't think that's very logical. If you take the chances, what are the chances, right? So one safety car, one safety car. And I don't have anything to add, in my opinion. I don't think so. Nope, seems to be all good. So let's get straight into the race, as we're gonna get the system set up, as it is already set up. That's absolutely amazing. That's the first time it goes this easy. I always have troubles with setting up my Twitch and my everything, and it takes some time, you know. It takes some time. Want all of this enabled. We don't want this because the telemetry. We're not anything with that, of course. We don't need the previous track. We need the most recent track. That is going to be Circuit of the Americas. You see a lot of guys out on an outlap already, and I think they want to make sure that they're gonna have the best heat on the track. But I do recommend to go as fast as possible out of the pits, because I mean, I think whenever this track is getting too hot, you cannot really get your tires to work, of course. And guys, make sure to leave your predictions in the chat down below, as we want to make sure that, well, you can make your predictions work too, of course. As I said already, well, as I always say, if you can get the top three correct, if you can get the biggest winner of the biggest loser of the evening, and the total of safety cars correct, you get a free subscription to my channel. So make sure you do. as it is going to be exciting here in Sector 2 for the Mercedes driver going down. Turn 10, I think it is. Turn 11, actually. There's a lot of corners in this track. It is not nice, actually, if you think about it. Because, I mean, there's a lot of overtaking opportunities, especially here in Koda. It's a very nice track, in my opinion. Going into Sector 3 right now with Swanee. He has the fastest second sector, so he's most definitely faster than the Williams up front. Although I think he's getting beaten already by possibly Tutski or Divine. I haven't seen a couple of guys from the lobby since a couple of weeks ago. Foons is a new one. Lucky is a new one, or Luki, I'm not sure. DRL Mike is a new one. Leakrek is a new one. Kiwi is a new one. They're all new drivers. And Swanee is going to be the first one to set a lap 134.6. Let's have a quick look. Tutski Beard manages to get in front by 3 tenths. Then we've got Kiwi with a 135.3. So he still has a lot to improve here, as Divine is going to be in P4 with a 138.1. He's not doing absolutely an amazing job here in the qualifying, but I do suggest him to go on another sets of tires, because right now he's still on worn out softs, and it is a very long track. So if you do 2 rounds of softs, it's going to be draining for your tires, of course. We've got here DRL Mike, and I do expect this guy to be fast. I once had an old league called Divergent Racing League, so this DRL thing makes me want to throw back to my own league. So these guys were all pretty fast. I do expect these guys to be fast too, as we got DRL Naismith here in P10. He still hasn't set a lap yet, but he's going to come across the line with a 134.4. Put himself in P2. He's only 1/10 separated from Tutski Beard. I mean, Leakrek in P3. I do think I know these guys for some reason. I don't like Leakrek. I've seen them already, and I don't know where. So pretty interesting. Appentrots in P9. He's usually one of the faster guys of the league here, but I wonder if he's going to be able to put himself in P1 or in P2, maybe even the top 3. That would be great for the Haas driver. I did expect him to be in P1, as I think he doesn't have any ABS on. I wonder if he's racing with a controller or with a racing wheel. I do think with a racing wheel. Yeah, of course, we don't know that. You cannot see in the cockpit of the Dutch driver. Loses a little bit of wheel spin there, trying to warm up his tires. I don't know if it was on purpose or if it wasn't. But it looked very great. As you can see here, in the long right-hander, you can easily lose a lot of tire grip there. Whenever that's the case, I mean, you're going to easily spin out, and that's going to ruin your race. And I mean, whenever you spin, ooh, that was dangerous by the Haas driver. As RR3 Chartman is on a lap right now in Sector 3. He just comes across the long right-hander here. We're going to have a quick look if he's going to lose some tire grip here too. It doesn't seem like it, but you can easily slip out of there and ruin the rest of the race. So it is going to be yellow flags, and I don't know who's causing that in Sector 3, but it doesn't affect Chartman by any. He's coming across the line with a 136.2, so still a lot of time to grab for the Red Bull driver, as he's going for another lap, I think. Although he doesn't have any ERS left, so I don't think he's going for another one. And we've got DRL Mike here on an out lap. He hasn't validated his lap, so he's gonna try and warm up his tires, just trying to get it ready for the next fast lap. Of course, he hasn't done a single lap yet. He hasn't set a time yet either. Still has a couple of minutes in the lobby, so I think he can either go. Wait, let me do a calculation. I think he can go out one time. And well, with this case, and then he can come in and go for another one, the new sets of softs. Gotta watch out here after the long right-hander. He seemed to try to adjust his car to be able to get a better exit. Got here the long straight. Well, it's not really a long straight, but coming up is turn 1, the fast left-hander. Although, I mean, it's not a fast left-hander. You're going pretty slow through it, but it is a very sharp one. Does seem like he carries a lot of speed throughout that corner, not taking the outside line there. touches a little bit of curb to get the rotation of his car correct. Seems to be going pretty fast, but I think he's a controller racer as how he's going through the corners. He's looking very stiff. That's what we got with a controller. Ooh, he invalidates, unfortunately. So what I would suggest him to do, just save his ERS. We'll be able to put down another lap, and then after that one, come into the pits and go for another lap. He's got a couple of guys right behind him, and I think it is going to be Tutski Beard, who is currently MP1 with a 134.3. He is weaving a little bit, try and break the dough from Appentrotz, who is in an out lap right now. Where is the other Ferrari? He's also on an out lap, so it doesn't seem like anyone is on a fast lap right now. So we might want to have a quick look with Dusky Beard, as he's going to be the first one to put a new lap in here in Q. Well, it is only going to be one qualifying, so I'm going to call it Q1. So his job just joined. Going to be able to select the car and put one more lap into this qualifying, maybe even two. Let's have a quick look with Dusky here. Across the line. He's going to start his lap. 134.3 is the time to beat for the Dutch driver, McLaren driver. As he's going to carry a lot of speed throughout the first corner to be able to improve a little bit there. He also has to get a couple of points for the McLaren team, be able to compete with the top three. Gonna have a quick look where they are in the standings real quick. McLaren seems to be in P4, very close to Haas. So I mean, if Appentrotz is gonna have a disappointing race here in Coda, might be able to see McLaren entering the top three after this race. Maybe even the top two. It all depends on where Divine and Tutski are gonna end. If it's gonna be both in P1 and P2, they're gonna be able to get in front of Williams, although no they don't, because Williams has got 200 and I think it is 38 points, but that might be a little bit of a mistake because I haven't seen any Williams driver race here in this race, and they already have 11 races, so that might be a little bit of a mistake from the admins, although I could be mistaken too, as I'm not always correct, of course. Tutski with the fastest second sector at the moment, and it seems like he's doing a pretty amazing job here in the qualifying of Coda. This might be his race as he goes a little bit too wide there. It might be an invalidation, although he might have lost a couple of tenths there. Is he coming into the pits? It does seem like it. He doesn't think he's going to be able to improve here in the qualifying. He was up for a good lap as he set the fastest second sector, but I think he invalidated a little bit. And Appentrotz is going to be the first one to come across the line, although he invalidated too, so he's going to come in to try set one more good lap with some new fresh tires. And it seems like 3 drivers already haven't put a lap in. This DRL Mike, Appentrotz, and of course Noise Job. He hasn't been in the lobby for too long. League Rack in P3. I mean, the Red Bull driver is putting a great lap in a 133.8. So game on for Tutski Beard here as he's getting dropped to P2. He still has 5 tenths to improve to be able to compete with the Red Bull driver. This might indicate that League Rack is going to be way faster in the race than anyone else. Because, I mean, the driver right behind Tutski is Naismith. He's well known in the league. I think at least if that's the guy I'm commentating on for already a couple of weeks. Seems like my thing is a little bit glitched, guys. Apologies, guys, for me being a little bit quiet. I'm trying to sort out something. You guys are not able to see the. That's what I. That's what I thought already, Chartman. Williams' team was full of of drivers um, of reserves, of course. So makes sense. But I mean, that many points, I didn't really see a Williams win recently. So would have been pretty interesting to see the Williams all the way at the top. I'm not too sure if George is a driver. It doesn't seem like it. Fooms is the only driver But I mean, the Williams team is doing an amazing job trying to get these reserves to race for them. So they're up for a battle with Alfa Romeo already, and doesn't seem like there's any Alfa Romeo in the lobby today, as Divine is in P9, and he is up for a lap, a 136.3. He's improving by 1/10 already after Sector 1, so this might be a lap to look out for. But we don't know where he lost a little bit of time, because his time is, I mean, it is 3 seconds, 2 seconds slower than the top 3. Whenever that's the case, you might think there's going to be one sector which was absolutely a horrible sector. I think that might be either 2 or 3, because he was only improving 1/10 after Sector 1. We'll have a quick look after Sector 2 here. Maybe he didn't take this corner as he should take it. How many tenths did he improve here? 9 tenths. So yeah, definitely he lost a little bit of time in Sector 2. And I don't know if that was caused by anyone in front of him. You might not think that Sector 2 is an easy sector to gain a lot of time in. So it might be a outside, how do I say this? Outside factor that came into play there. So right now, Divine coming across the last corner. Is he going to be able to put a good time on the board here for the McLaren team? A 135.1, 1.1 seconds improvement. So that's going to be a P6. He's pretty close to his teammate here, so that might deliver a little bit of sparks during the actual race. He's got to watch out with the Ferrari right behind him, but I think it is Luki. He just came out of the pits. He doesn't have to worry about him. Chartman is on a lap right now. But although I think he is on an out lap, it is once again going to be a glitch from the game, as we know the game can glitch a little bit sometimes. It got better. You know, the lobbies are not glitching anymore or anything of that. Because usually we had some restarts every now and then. But from these 60 or 70 races I've commentated on, I haven't seen a single restart yet. Only one, I think, in the IRC league, but I'm not too sure. Got Chartman taking an interesting line going into turn 1. He's got to watch out for the drivers behind him, but he can just keep on driving like he is right now, as the Alpine driver is not going to be close enough. He takes these S's beautifully here. Chartman, I do think he is up for a good lap, although he's got to watch out with me commentating on him, because I'm commentator's curse itself. He is up by 4/10, so he's going to have a great lap here already with a 136.2. He's got to beat to be able to compete with the other guys. He's got to improve by 2 seconds to be able to compete with Swanee in P4. Swanee, who just left the session. I'm not too sure if that's going to be the case today, but we will see that in the future, of course. Hartman coming across turn 12 as he takes a lot of curb down the inside. That's beautifully done by the Red Bull driver, and it doesn't seem like he's getting affected from anyone behind him, because they seem to be far ahead. I think Chartman is just taking so much distance here in the qualifying that I think this cannot be anything else than a good lap. Coming across the oh my days, guys, coming across the long right-hander, as it is going to be the last lap turn for him, as the qualifying is almost going to be over. Beautifully done by the Red Bull driver, and I think this is going to be a great lap. 134.8. This is going to put himself in P7. Not what I thought it would be, as he can go for one more lap, although I don't think he has any ERS left. So maybe he can just hold up for his teammate right behind him, because Leclerc is in P1, and he is on a fast lap. So I think maybe on the long straight he can hold up a bit and just give it a little tow to his teammate. Don't know if the teammate is going to be there for the whole season, but it would be nice to be able to give a little bit of tow to your teammate, to be able to get closer to a victory here in the qualifying. Appentrots just came across the line. I mean, a couple of minutes ago. He has put a 133.9, so he's going to be happy with a P2, and I'm pretty sure he is. Although Appentrots is well known as a driver who's a little bit disappointed of himself after not being able to get into the top 3 in the Dutch guy, and I think it is a little bit of a Dutch characteristic where you're not really I'm not gonna say happy with yourself, but you're not easily pleased with yourself. And Yeah, that's the thing. I think Belgians do have it too. Me myself, I got it. It's a race win or it's a race loss. You know, whenever I'm P1, it's a race win. Whenever I'm lower than a P1, it is a race loss. And we bring it on to next week, but we gotta be more aggressive, more more practice, more everything. So I think that's a little bit of the same. Actually, Belgians and Dutch people have a lot of in common, although both drivers. George, man, in P1. I didn't expect this to happen, but Lee Craig here in P1 133.6, and I think Chartman gave a little toe to Lee Craig, and this is causing the Red Bull driver to be in P1. So I mean, the top three is going to be close to what I've expected for the race. I thought, what did I think? George Matt was going to be in P1. He's in P2 right now. Appentros was going to be P5. Who's going to be P2 and 3? I think P2 went to Naismith. P3 went to Tutsky. So Tutsky still has a lot to improve to make my prediction come through. But let's talk a little bit more about the strategy real quick. It will be an interesting strategy. High tire degradation. Well, high. It is very high actually. I thought I was talking about overheating, but tire degradation is just. It is a very long track, so you got to take that in mind. But also the tire overheating probability is very high, so I don't suggest to start on the softs. As you can see here in the qualifying, if it's happening in the qualifying, don't start on softs. And you see a lot of guys crashing, or not really crashing, but losing their grip on the soft tires. And it is only one lap soft, so imagine if you're 5 laps on these soft, you're gonna you're gonna be spinning and having overheated tires. So I don't suggest to start on soft. Maybe mediums are going to be difficult too, but it is going to be very easy to warm up your hearts here at the formation lap, because it doesn't take too long to be able to heat up your tires, and it is going to be raining, so this strategy can be thrown away as the guys will be able to start on intermediates. We won't be able to cover a strategy prediction because I mean, we will be able to, but we're not able to see that on track, of course. I mean, how do I say this? On the stream. I will be able to say it, not to show it. It might be if Chartman can give me a little bit of a heads up with the weather, how things are looking like. I can talk a little bit more about the strategy prediction. But apart from that, I cannot really talk about any strategy predictions. So I'm gonna be taking a sip from my water, as it is the not sponsored water Badwa. I'm usually drinking Perrier, guys, but Perrier was sold out, so I had to be happy with Badwa. Weather glitch. All right, it is a weather glitch apparently. I was talking about the weather. No, I was talking about glitches where there wasn't going to be any glitches in the race. Apparently there is right now weather glitch. I haven't seen any weather glitches happen to me yet, but it seems like there is one right now. We'll be looking forward to see what is going to happen further down the road. The drivers still seem to be on an out lap right now, and we don't know what that. Well, we do know what tires they're on, but it's all going to be intermediate, so nothing much to talk about. So we will be waiting until everyone is set on the track. will be everyone setting themselves on the grid right now. And I wonder what everyone is going to be able to do here in Dakota. Rainy weather. United States weather, it's always an interesting thing as it's sometimes raining, sometimes. You know what the thing is with the United States? I went to was it? Oh, right. It was in Atlantic City. No, it wasn't. Myrtle Beach. And it was raining and it was sun at the same time and it was storming and I don't know, but it is 5 red lights here on the Coda circuit, season 6, round 7, and it is lights out. And away we go here. And who has a good start? It seems like Appentrots has an amazing start here, getting past Swanee, George, and all those guys. George taking the outside line as he tries to get around the Haas driver, but the Haas driver already took his position. So we of course don't know what the setups are looking like, but it seems like Appentrots has a pretty amazing start here. George in P2, and we've got Swanee in P3. I mean, he made up a couple of positions. Lukey in P4, Mike in P5. So the Ferrari drivers are doing an absolutely amazing job having a battle with each other right now, wheel to wheel, leaving enough space for each other. Although Lucky closed down the gap a little bit, so Mike had to pull out of the move. Going into P6, it is going to be Dusky right behind the Ferrari driver, and I wonder if he's going to be able to make a move already here into turn 11. He takes the outside line as he's getting overtaken by Lee Craig. Lee Craig, who didn't have an amazing start. He started from P1. Right now, he's all the way at P8, so I think he had a bad start here. Lee Craig getting past Noise, getting past Dutski. Is this a three-way battle here? It does seem like, as Greg is going to be the first one to come across the corner, and then it's going to be a battle between Tutsky and Nice Job, Noise Job, my apologies. Noise Job taking the outside line as he got pushed wide a little bit there. And we've got Noise Job trying to make his way around Tutsky, but he's also getting chased from behind by Chartman. Chartman, who's trying to get past Noise Job. It is very difficult here in the rain weather on Coda. Owns in P10 right now. Not too sure if he gained a lot of positions, but I don't think so. He lost. He won one actually. Appentrots with the fastest lap. He already has a gap of 1.7 seconds between George Matt, so he's a real expert here in the rainy weather. 8 positions lost for Naismith, unfortunately, and then we've got Divine, McLaren driver, in P4. So let's get straight to the front here, as we're seeing Mike still having a battle with Swanee and Lucky right behind him. Noise Job already looking very close to Tutsky Beard here. Going into the S's, it is going to be very hard to be able to make an overtake in the S's. Although Tutsky is going to have a good run here coming out of the corner, going around the outside of Lee Greg. And I'm not too sure if this is going to be an overtake opportunity. It does seem like it, as Lee Greg seems to have some troubles to keep his car on track right now, getting pushed wide a little bit by the Alpine driver. But Noise Job seems to have caught the position, and too sure what Lee Greg is doing, but he's just losing a little bit of grip there. Taking the outside line here around the Mercedes driver. Naismith has to watch out for Lee Greg, but it seems like it's all going pretty amazing here. Let's go straight back to DRL Mike as he finds himself right behind Swanee, but he's not able to catch up with the Mercedes driver yet, although I'm pretty sure that's going to be the case whenever the rain is going away and the DRS is getting enabled, but that's still going to be a long time before that's going to happen. Swanee getting right behind George Matt, already 3 seconds behind Appentrots. And I think, you know what the thing is, I think Appentrots has a wet weather setup, and these guys are all trying to run dry weather setups. So whenever there is going to be no safety car, Appentrots is going to have the benefit of the doubt. But if there is going to be a late safety car and the rain is going to be away, these guys are all going to have the benefit of the doubt whenever they are on dry setups. So 147.8 for Appentrots here around Coda. That's absolutely amazing lap, in my opinion, if it's going to be raining. Yellow flag in sector 2 seems to be Divine, or seems to be Lee Greg, as it is going to be a virtual safety car. Lee Greg coming into the pits might have had a little bit of an incident with Divine. I think Lee Greg has a broken front wing, and that's why he had a little bit of trouble keeping his car on track there. His whole front wing was away, so they got to replace it real quick. Virtual safety car is still up. We're going to get racing pretty soon. Appentrots in P1 with a 4 seconds distance on George Matt here. Then guys have to watch out for the safety car, virtual safety car delta, because whenever you exceed that delta, you're gonna get a drive-through penalty, and as a driver, you especially don't want that to happen here in a Coda race. Whenever you're racing, even if it's a 100% race, I mean, in a 50% race, it's gonna be more harsh than a 100% race, because you're gonna be able to get back to the front pack more easily whenever you've got a drive-through penalty in the 100% race. The guys are trying to get their best racing out on the field right now, although the virtual safety car is still on track, and I'm not too sure why. Probably because sector 1 is not getting cleaned yet, and it is going to be green flag here. So DRL Mike is up for a move already on Swanee here. Gotta have a quick POV look about DRL Mike trying to get around his competitor here. He had a little bit of wheel spin there, talking about Swanee then, as the Ferrari driver is trying to make his way around Swanee. It is looking very hard, but I do expect him to make the move happen within the next couple of laps. Swanee seems to have a good setup down the main straight here. He has a good straight line speed setup. That's very coming in handy whenever you're coming out of turn 11, going into turn 12. You've got that second sector straight, and it's a very long one, and whenever you've got the speed there, it is always looking very great. Right now we've got Swanee into the SS, getting followed by Mike and his teammate. Mike's teammate, I mean, Lucky, cannot keep up with the pace from these two, as George is trying to get his way through the field. I mean, not through the field, but around the track a little bit faster than these guys, as he has already made up a distance of 1.5 seconds. Swanee now has a good exit coming out of the corner, and it seems like he proves a little bit of time on George Matt there, but Mike seems to have a good exit coming out of the corner too. 3/10 distance here, going down the main straight. It is going to be a very long one, in my opinion, one of the longest ones on the calendar. Although we've got Australia, we've got Spain, we've got Azerbaijan. Which one do we have too? We've got Brazil. A lot of long straights, and I think one of the shortest straights is going to be Singapore, maybe Monaco. Monaco is probably going to be the shortest straights. Ski Beard seems to be pretty close to Noise too, but I mean, I can't imagine with the rain weather it's going to be even more hard to make a move around the outside or maybe down the inside. And Tutski now in P7, right behind the Alpine driver, and I think he just caught a little bit of a warning there. Appentrotz with once again another fastest lap, as it is going to be Noise job in P6 right now with the fastest lap. So it seems like he has the pace to compete with Appentrotz, although he is far ahead from these guys, also from George Matt. I think George Matt is making a little bit of ground on Appentrotz right now, as he is improving by a couple of tenths each lap to make the distance of a 3.5 as it was a 4.2 or 4.5 earlier. Lee Crack with the fastest lap right now, 146 47.8. But that's mainly because he has the fresh tires, fresh intermediates here on this track. It seems like it's gonna be raining for a couple of minutes yet, although the skies look to be a little bit more clean than earlier. Don't really know whenever it's gonna be dry weather, of course. Errol Mike still trying to make his way around Swanee. I'm not too sure if there is anyone watching, but what do you expect from this race? Do you think there's going to be crashing anyone? Do you think there's going to be an unexpected winner? Do you think there's going to be a safety car who's going to ruin the whole race? We don't know. I'd like to get your views on the race. Doesn't seem like I'm getting any direction. Doesn't really matter, guys. Ooh, George Matt couldn't keep his car on track there. He's dropping behind a couple of positions. Swanee right now is taking the outside line. as it is going to be a three-way battle here between Swanee, George Matt, and DRL Mike. George Matt already had the position on the Mercedes driver, and there's once again going to be a virtual safety car. So these guys definitely have to watch out for that drive-through penalty. Earl Mike, who already made up 10 positions, he's doing an amazing job here in the Coda race. It is going to be season 6, round 7. 10 positions gained in only 6 laps. I mean, I couldn't have done it better. Going all the way from P12 to P10 to P2. He's getting around everyone pretty easily, in my opinion. Got around George Matt pretty easily. He got around Swanee pretty easily. He's keeping everyone behind him. Also, Lucky getting 2 places. So the Ferrari team has some good opportunities here going into the season. Good Noise job. Went from P13 to P6. I don't think he was able to set a good lap in the qualifying. Dropped in a little earlier, a little later than all the other guys. Gaining 7 positions. I mean, he's doing a pretty amazing job right now. He's pretty close to Lucky. That might be an overtake pretty soon, as it is going to be a green flag here. Beautiful scenery with 6 cars battling for P2 right now. They're all within 1 second. It is going to be all the way from P2 till P7. It is game on here in the Kodak Grand Prix. Kodak Grand Prix. It is the United States Grand Prix. Austin Grand Prix? I don't know what it is actually. But it is looking like Noise making a move down the inside of the Ferrari, but it seems like the Ferrari was defending the inside. This is all looking a little bit sketchy here. Guys are touching each other's back, or touching each other's ass, whatever you want to call it. Wish I had that scenery back. It was very beautiful. The camera. Right now trying to get his way around Swanee. It is once again going to be the SS yellow flag in sector 3. That seems to be the Vine. Fortunately, he's losing some grip. The long right-hander. That's a very common place to lose a lot of grip of your car and lose a little bit of control. But it is what it is, guys. Whenever you're not able to keep control of your car, you shouldn't be racing. I mean, you should be racing, but not without a practice. A couple of guys have done a practice, I'm pretty sure. There's getting some practice lobbies getting organized every now and then. But I'm pretty sure a couple of guys also don't practice here for this race. Including probably the guys behind here. Not too sure. League Rag seemed to be pretty fast in the qualifying. Divine in P13. Not too sure what's up with him. I don't really know him that well. I haven't been streaming for this league for a long time yet. They seem to be one of the slower guys. I think Kiwi is he is new to the league, and he already had a little bit of unlucky things happening to him here in this race. So that's why I think he's all the way at the back. Now we've got Naismith. I mean, Naismith is pretty fast usually, but right now it doesn't seem like he can keep up with the pace. DRL Mike with the fastest lap right now, as he's trying to get a little bit closer to Appentrotz, and I do think that he's going to be able to, though. He already made a distance of 2.5 seconds between George Matt and himself. Good job making a move down the inside of Lucky, although Lucky is going to be taking the position once again. This is going to be Noise job trying to make a move, although due to the S's, it is going to be the guys. Only if someone has a bad exit coming out of the corner, like we saw Lucky have there. It doesn't seem like Lucky is feeling very comfortable here. Or Luki, I don't know what I should call him. I'm Lucky. These guys are not feeling very confident going into the corners, in my opinion. I mean, they're just lifting. They're just not taking the curb how they should be taking the curb. I think that's all a little bit of. How do I say this? They're a little bit of afraid to crash. I think that's quite a logical thought, although mean, you have to take the risk to be able to compete with the top five. You know his job right now. I mean, he's doing an alright job. Appentrots. What happened to Appentrots? He's having a battle with the Ferrari driver right now. I think he had something happening to him. But he's got to watch out with his overheated tires whenever something happened to him here. The long right-hander. See, he goes a little bit wider as DRL Mike now has taken the lead in this Kodak Grand Prix. Hartman is also looking very close to Dusky. So these guys from all the way from P3 till P10, they're looking really close to each other. I mean, 7 guys are trying to get... Ooh, Appentrots once again loses his car. This was what I expected. I mean, biggest loser of the evening was going to Appentrots. He could not keep his car on track for some reason. Divine has retired from the session as something happened to him, and we've got our first safety car here. I wonder who's going to come into the pits though. We don't know what weather it's going to be. I don't think the guys know what weather it's going to be either. We're going to have a little bit of a break here, so I'm going to play some music. We'll be having a break for a couple of minutes. We'll be right back with you. Hello guys and welcome back to once again. It is my intro for you guys who didn't know it was my intro. Hello guys and welcome back to the continuation of this race. The safety car is gonna come in. Everyone is just gonna be chilling here until they're gonna come across the line. Maybe even a little bit more in front of it. It all depends on whenever the first guy is gonna be starting. I do think he's going to wait till the very last minute. Although he's already going though. If I was a driver, I would just stay very, very slow. Guys seem to be going already. Mike in P1, Lucky in P2. He is taking a lot of distance from his teammate. He's going to hold up. Alpentrots, of course, as Luki is going to be the second driver in this case. Whenever you're going to be second in the race, I mean, you've got to hold up the guys behind you. Be able to get your teammate front a little bit of a distance from you and him, of course. Kiwi, the 3-second time penalty. Right now it is going to be Alpentrots trying to get past the teammate of Mike, and the more Alpentrots is going to be battling with Luke here, Lukey here, the more time Mike is going to get between him and Alpentrots, of course. Alpentrots is down the inside right now. He's not going to be making a move here. As Lucky sort of defends the inside line. Was a little bit controversial there. Right now, Naismith is all the way at the back of the grid, having a little bit of a battle with Legrek. Right now, it's looking like George Matt is going to be making a move on Tutski. Down the inside here into turn 12. That's beautifully done by George Matt. Just got around the Dutch driver here in lap 12. Alpentrots doesn't seem to get past Lucky here. Pretty interesting scenery. So we've got Chartman in P6. He is getting followed by Swanee. Swanee, I mean the Belgian driver, he's gonna do me some honor. But it doesn't seem like he's getting a lot of points on the board here. It all depends on how many points P7 is gonna get, of course. Maybe even P6 if he's gonna be able to get past Chartman. Mike with the fastest lap of 47.0, as that's going to be the fastest lap of the race already. Training still. This once again going to be a very wet track, and it seems to be the week of the wet weather. Yesterday we also had some wet weather, and last week we already had some wet races, so pretty interesting. It doesn't seem like it's raining anymore, so the track is gonna dry up very soon. I'm pretty sure of it. So it all gonna be depending on whoever is gonna come into the pits, how fast they're gonna come into the pits. First driver is always the most interesting because they're either gonna be doing a good job or either gonna be doing a horrible job with their decisions. So yellow flag for George Matt. Oh my days, he was doing so good. He's causing a yellow flag right now. Virtual safety car caused by George Matt. He's not going to give up, I'm pretty sure, but he isn't going to get any closer to these guys, as he will have to respect the Delta Delta time too. So I wonder who's going to come into the pits actually, because I'm not too sure if the track is already drying up. There's still going to be some wet parts on the track. But this is an absolutely amazing, outstanding chance to come into the pits and go for medium tires, maybe. Although, is it still raining though? I can't see. Yeah, I do think it's still raining. Although I'm not seeing any water drops coming out of the sky though. Ooh. It is going to be, like we call it in Belgium, misere. Misere, it means like light raindrops. Yeah, that's what's up right now. As we've got a green flag, Lucky still needs to make his position come through. And P2, I mean, he's not doing a bad job at the moment, keeping Alpentrots right behind him. And I mean, he even took a distance of 1.3 seconds right now. Boons getting past Noise Job. And I think Noise Job is going to be, I mean, he's going to be able to get crowned. Oh, my apologies, guys. Get crowned overtaker of the day, as he took already a couple of overtakes into some questionable corners. And I mean, he had so many battles today. Talking about Noise Job here, MP9. Swanee MP6 trying to get his way around Chartman, and driver who got crashed was George Matt, although he crashed by himself, of course, as these guys are very close to each other right now, all the way from P4 until P11. Got all of these guys within 1 second of each other. Well, in front of, 1 second in front of the guy in front of you, so, you know. Noise Job has taken a position again from Foons here into Sector 3. Probably was even Sector 2. Yeah, with so many guys driving very close to each other, it's hard to keep track of whoever is going to overtake the other guy. Naismith, who seems to have a good exit coming out of this corner, although he seems to have a little bit of wheel spin there, taking the tighter line into that corner. Mike with once again another fastest lap, 145.6, and this might be an indicator for the guys to know that the track is getting faster, is getting wet, is getting more dry, and we're not seeing any dry lines yet on the track. So it's not going to be medium weather conditions yet, or hard or soft, whatever tire you want to go on, of course. But right now Naismith is losing some time on the guy in front. I know you've got Noise in P8. Gonna be right behind Kiwi. Kiwi, who's making his way up pretty easily. Earlier he was in P13, I think, or P11. Right now he's looking at a P7, so good job from him. We've got Swanee and Chartman once again battling with each other here. Although Swanee is quite a bit of time away from the Red Bull driver, it is more likely that Kiwi is going to be able to overtake Swanee here. Going into turn 12, down the main straight. He's too far away. Usually you've got the DRS there, as it is going to be Noise down the inside of Kiwi. You didn't see that coming, but Kiwi is going to be able to overtake. Ooh, Noise again, because Noise went a little bit too far. Ooh, he loses some grip there as he comes back on track, a little bit unsafe, but I mean, no collisions have been caused there, so no worries about that. Foons might have been a little bit surprised by that, but he is not dropping back. Fortunately, now we've got Kiwi in the railing, although what is happening here, Naismith is going to be making a move down the inside here on Kiwi. We've got Apendrots coming into the pits, possibly with a broken front wing. Or is Apendrots going to be the first one to select some other tires? He is going for the medium tires, so we do have to take a quick look at the leader. Of course, at Apendrots compared to the leader. Now we will be able to see if he is gaining some time or if he isn't, and it doesn't seem like it, as the track is still very wet here. It's not a great decision by Apendrots. Nope, track is still too wet. He's going to be losing time. He's losing 1 or 2 tenths every corner. Not a great decision by Apendrots, as we've got George Matt coming into the pits too. These guys are still pretty close to each other, so we're gonna focus on that real quick. Foams in P7, right behind Noise Job. Noise Job, who is actually a pretty aggressive driver. I mean, I haven't seen so many overtakes within one race from one guy than Noise Job did here. And I mean, he's you know what the thing is with Noise Job, he's making the overtake, but he's also getting overtaken again. So it is a back and forward battle with each other. Noise Job, who seems to be throwing his shot at Swanee right now. Lucky coming into the pits, and all these guys come into the pits, but I don't know why, because it is not time yet to go onto the wet. Ooh, oh, Noise was trying to make a move into the pit lane. Pretty interesting there. Lucky. Okay. Great decision by Mike, in my opinion. Because, I mean, Appentrots, look at where he is. He's all the way in P11. And these guys have already made the pit stop work. So, Appentrots just came into the pits a little too soon. Just threw away his race. We're going to be focusing on Mike right now and how the other guys are looking compared to Mike. If the medium runners are losing some time or if they're winning some time, Lucky is definitely losing some time. So is Noise Job. So it was definitely not a good decision to go for medium tires already, as it will be a little bit too wet on the track right now. We're not seeing any dry spots on track. Not here in turn 11. Turn 12 it was, my apologies. Going straight here to P6. This is not P6, this is P7. P5, my apologies. Naismith, who is still in P5, I mean, he's going to get a lot, I'm not going to say a lot of positions out of the mistake from the other guys, but he's going to get a couple of positions though, because he's just winning time here compared to the medium tire runners, as they're not really faster than the other guys. As you can see, Kiwi, the slowest driver on the intermediates right now, is driving faster than Lucky, medium tire runner. And right now, it seems like Lucky is getting those tens back. Ooh, no way, Naismith. He missed the braking point and he comes into the pits and has a broken front wing. And now he has a 5-second time penalty. Oh. Oh, we've got Mike on the mediums. 6 seconds in front of Dutski. Chartman in P4. Oh, he's having a collision with the Ferrari there. As the Ferrari, I mean, he took a pretty tight line coming into turn 1, as he had Chartman down his inside. So I'm not too sure what happened there. But I mean, Noise Job, who was doing an amazing job. And Swanee and Lee Greg. I mean, a couple of medium tire runners, 0 lap old medium tire runners, have jumped a couple of guys. Lucky is the only one who's getting jumped by Dutski. But then we have Noise Job and Swanee both got jumped by Foons and Chartman. So I do expect these guys to be battling with each other pretty soon. Appentrots having a battle with Lee Greg here. This race is going to go a little bit faster than it was before. Mainly because it is going to be dry weather right now. Lee Greg down the inside. Is he going to be making a move here into turn 12? It is going to be a long straight, and it all depends on who has the better straight line speed. It is going to be Appentrots, as the Red Bull touches Appentrots a little bit there. That was quite controversial, but Lee Greg goes off track into the grid, into the how is it called? How is it called? I don't know. Barrier? Oh, I'll call it barrier for now. I'll probably know what the word is later on though. But right now I forgot it a little bit. Appentrots making his way around Swanee. Swanee who lost his car again. And I think it's just the guys going from intermediates to mediums are having a hard time just trying to get used to these medium tires, as they can be a little bit faster, but not too fast onto the mediums, into the corners, because you will be losing your car. I think Swanee, I mean, he is underestimating the power of the mediums, and he is going for softs. Ooh, that is 9 more laps on the softs here for Swanee. Pretty interesting decision, as that will not be a possibility to end the race with. Noise Job looking to have a battle with Chartman right now. What is it looking like? Lee Greg getting retired from the session, probably in the pit lane, as this was not his race, unfortunately. He had a great qualifying, but the racing was just not there today. Noise Job getting around the outside here. He will have the slipstream a little bit, and later on he will have the DRS. So that's something to look out for. Let's have a quick look if we can get the telemetry up. Hartman, who's still holding up strong. P5 for the Red Bull driver is a great result. There is going to be a safety car caused by, I'm not too sure who caused it actually. There's someone in the wall. It doesn't seem like it. Everyone still has their front wing. It does appear like it. There is a safety car for nothing. Oh, wait, we've got Short Matt without a front wing. He's going to be able to overtake the safety car, of course, but he still has a long way to go before he can come into the pits and just get a new front wing on. Of course, all these guys are coming into the pits for some reason. I don't know what tire they will be going on. Kiwi will overtake a couple of guys. Hartman goes for the softs. So is Apentrots. No, Apentrots is going for mediums. It was Swanee going for the softs, Nose Job going for the softs, and it is still 8 laps, guys. The tire degradation rate is so high. I don't know why these guys are going on the softs already. They're gonna have troubles at the end of the race. Yeah, I mean, I can't really say whether this is a good or a bad decision, but 8 laps on the softs. And it is still going to be 2 laps of safety car, so let's say it's going to be 6 laps of softs. Ooh. This is looking painful for these guys. I mean, yeah, they're going to be able to overtake a couple of guys within the first few laps. Then you're just going to have a bigger risk of crashing and also have a bigger risk of being slower at the end of the race. Need to get something sorted real quick, real soon. We'll be right back with you guys. I got the information that League Rec apparently had rear wing damage. That might be the case why he went into the pit lane and went for a DNF. Retirement of the session. No, guys, it is what it is, right? Whatever, you don't have the race you've wanted, you're just wanted to be done as soon as possible. I mean, you can think George Matt being P2 in the qualifying, looking at a P1, made a lot of overtakes already. I mean, look, he was looking at a P2 because Apentrots was just so fast at the beginning of the race. And then getting all the way at the back of the grid right now, looking at a P11. Nothing you can do, guys. Nothing you can do as a driver. I mean, of course, you can keep your car on track, but that's easier said than done. For the guys who are not F1 racers, it is hard to keep yourself concentrated on the track for 1 hour straight. And even whenever it's going to be a 100% race, is going to be even more difficult. But you also have longer safety cars, I imagine. I mean, 100% race, that would be on this race, 58 laps. 56 laps, my apologies. Mike is just driving so close to the safety car right now. Dutski Beard, who seems to have taken a little bit of distance from Dutski Beard. From Mike. My apologies. Now I wonder if the guys are watching. Are they all just racing or what's up? There's gonna be one more safety car here. Well, safety car lap. I mean, if the guys are watching and they're not racing, let me know what you think the race is gonna end up like. Give me your top three. Whenever you are racing, but you're able to send a message, make sure you do. I want to get a little bit of your opinion about the race already. Make sure to go into AI mode. I'm not sure if that's allowed though. But anyway, do it. I'm the commentator. I can say what you have to do. Although no, that's not really true. Although we saw Chartman chatting during the race, actually not during the race, but during the qualifying. So I think that's allowed. Not too sure if you guys have your sound on. 'Cause, I mean, I do think that it would be very frustrating whenever the commentator is gonna call your name during a race. That's not something I'm looking forward to whenever I'm racing. I mean, the new guys are doing an amazing job being in P1, P3, P4, P5. Then we've got, I mean, they're all in the top 5 right now. 4 drivers are new to the drivers, to the league, are in the top 5. Then we've got Lee Greg in P12. He is DNF, so I mean, it's a good win-loss percentage. It would be a good way to make a bet on someone or a certain league or whatever, wherever they're coming from due to the league. Search something up real quick. My favorite team is racing at the moment. Is playing at the moment. Seems to be 3-4. But it is gonna be depending on where they're gonna be. Because it is still spring training. It is baseball. So I'm not too sure if you guys are familiar with baseball, but I love it and it is amazing. Just trying to get to know players a little bit, the playbook. I just got into the game and it is amazing. I mean, you can build your own team, your own player. The guys are gonna have a green flag here, and it is gonna be Race on. Dutski in P2, Lucky in P3, Boons in P4, Kiwi in P5, and they've taken a little bit of a distance from the guys behind here. Noise Job is gonna be making a move down the inside with a dive bomb. Beautifully done by the Alpine driver as Chartman got caught lacking there, and he's getting overtaken by Appentrots too. Chartman, who is on the soft tires, 3-lap-old soft tires, and he might be struggling here on these soft tires right now. Making a move here. Appentrots is trying to get around the outside of Noise Job, but it isn't looking like it's going to be successful here as Noise Job. I mean, he's on soft tires. Kiwi is going to be on 5-lap-old mediums, and he's going to be holding up strong in my opinion because these softs are not looking great at the moment. Swanee in P9. Is he going to be making his way around Chartman? It doesn't look like it. He's going to have the straight line speed though. George Matt is also looking like he could get some redemption. Naismith pretty close to George Matt, but let's get straight into the front here as it is going to be Foons and Lucky with a little bit of battling here, as I'm not too sure if that was clean racing. Although Lucky tries to avoid some damage. Noise Job going down the inside here of Lucky. Lucky just dropping the back positions, having a battle with Kiwi right now. Ooh, he has to let loose the throttle. Appentrots is also looking to make a move. Kiwi made the move. And now it's going to be Appentrots down the inside of Lucky. So Lucky is just dropping down positions rather fastly. Someone is going into the pits, into the barrier. I don't know what their name is. Into the barrier. Yeah, it's probably barrier. And it is going to be the one and only Noise Job. Guys, he was doing such an amazing job overtaking everyone. I don't know if it was clean though. I don't know if it was clean, but it seemed pretty all right from my POV. But I mean, he was doing such an amazing job trying to get around everyone as well as possible. Then it is 5 laps to go, and he crashes into the wall. Into the wall, that was it, right? Now he doesn't have a front wing. He's got to come into the pits and just hope for something good to happen. Chartman is getting overtaken by Swanee, makes the overtake once again. Swanee is right next to him. I'm not too sure this is going to be an overtake, although it is going to be a 3-way overtake, although George Matt drops back. Although he makes the move though. Oh, Chartman touches the back of Swanee there. Georgeman got caught lacking. Darrell Naismith still looking to make a move here. He hasn't made up a couple of positions, although he's making a move down the inside here. Naismith on the medium tires. He's feeling more comfortable than the soft tire runners. DRS is enabled, so that's something to look out for here in the last couple of laps. George Matt, it is the soft tires, guys. It is, I'm just gonna say it, it's the soft tires. Noise Job was on soft tires. George Matt is on soft tires, and you're losing a lot of grip here thanks to overheating. George Matt is going to be losing his front wing, unfortunately, and then there's only going to be two more soft tire runners up for not a podium, because I mean, podium is going to be a long way to go for Chartman and Swanee. I think Swanee is looking really close to Lucky right now. Appentrots right behind Kiwi. This is going to be an overtake worth taking for Appentrots. It doesn't seem like it. He's just going to wait for the long straight to have the DRS if he has a good exit coming out of the corner, but it seems like Kiwi has a better one. And the guy in front isn't going to have the DRS. Foons is getting overtaken by Kiwi. Kiwi around the outside, although Foons is just going to outbrake the AlphaTauri driver, as the AlphaTauri driver has a good exit coming out of the corner. Foons is just going to force him a little bit wider. That's the overtake done by Kiwi into the top 3. Although he has that penalty to look out for. Appentrots making his way around Foons right now. This is not a move. This is not an overtake by Appentrots. He has to watch out though. Ooh, going in down the inside here. He has a better exit. He has the DRS. They're going together into the wall. And that is going to be raced over by Foons. I cannot say who was at fault there, but they both went into the wall, unfortunately, as it is going to be a race over for the both of them. Well, I mean, Appentrots is still going to get a couple of points. Hartman P5. I mean, Kiwi with a P3, he's doing absolutely amazing. He didn't have a great qualifying, but right now, I mean, he has another 3-second time penalty. I want to get the penalties up. Oh my days. Kiwi, what are you doing? Oh my days, 12 seconds, boy. Oh, and there's going one again. Swanee goes out. Oh, this is looking like you know the thing from Welcome Shuki. You know the thing from Cars where they're just all it is Cars 2, I think it is, or Cars 3. It is Cars 3, where they're all in the mud and just fighting that little, well, that big yellow truck. It looks like this. Everyone is taking each other out, and I don't know what's up with that, but top 5 has made up a couple of positions. DRL Mike is the biggest winner. Dutski Beard in P2, Lucky in P3. So we've got a Kiwi with 6 positions gained, but he's gonna drop back a couple of positions. I do think either 3 or 4. It all depends on how close Appentrots is gonna get to P4. It's not gonna come into the pits though. Pretty sure of it. With still 2 more laps to go. We're going into lap 27 right now. So 1 more lap to go after this one. Appentrots is coming into the pits. He's possibly going for soft. Just trying to get the fastest lap on the board here for the Haas team. Kiwi is getting chased by Chartman. No, wait. Lucky has overtaken Kiwi. All right, that's something I didn't know yet. Swanee has a 3-second time penalty. Let's have a quick look at the penalty. 6 seconds for Swanee. I'm not too sure if he's going to be able to get past Kiwi. So Kiwi is going to drop all the way to P6 or P7. Either one of them. Right now, we have to make sure we're not going to miss this overtake by Naismith, as he will have the DRS. He will use some ERS here into the long main straight, as he's going to make a move down the inside into turn 12. Easily done by the Mercedes driver, but is Chartman going to try and make switchback work? It doesn't seem like it, as this is move done by Naismith. He's feeling very comfortable on these mediums right now. Chartman having some difficulties keeping his car on track on the soft tires. He doesn't find any grip here, as the tire degradation will be very high. He has been on these laps, on these tires for already, I think, 7 laps to be exact. And I mean, it is way too long on these soft tires right now. And Naismith is looking to make a move on Kiwi here on the sector 1 straight. Is it going to be a move? It is indeed going to be a move. Kiwi is pushing him all the way to the side, then going back. Ooh, a little bit of a touch there from Kiwi, as Naismith was defending the inside line. I mean, nothing to blame for the Mercedes driver, but I do think that Kiwi has a little bit of front wing damage, although he can keep his car pretty clean here on the S's. We cannot keep up with Naismith right now. Naismith let out the bull. How do I say? Let loose the bull? I don't know. It's a saying from my favorite dart player, Michael Smith. Not too sure if you guys are familiar with darts, but let loose the bull or something. Bully boy. He's called Bully Boy though, but it is going to be lap 28, and I don't expect there is going to be another overtake here. Although Kiwi 7/10 behind Naismith, we cannot forget to capture the winner of the race, DRL Mike, within the next couple of laps, coming across the last corners. Last corner right now for the Ferrari driver. He's gonna get a couple of points on the board for the team here, as Dusky Beard is gonna be in P2. Congratulations to him. Lucky can praise himself lucky with a P3 here in Coda. Naismith in P4. Kiwi in P5. He's going to get dropped back to possibly P6 or P7. It is going to be P7. Chartman in P5. Swanee in P6. Both the soft drivers have made it till the end of the race. 10 lap old and 9 lap old softs. It was a risk worth taking, but I don't think it had paid off. We already had 2 sacrifices from the soft tire runners, George Matt and Noise Job, and Lee Greg has left the session. The only driver who still has to be able, well, still has to come across the line is going to be Apentrots, and he's going to be able to set the fastest lap here in Coda, United States Grand Prix 2022. It's actually already 2023. It is season 6 here in the Phoenix Racing League. I thank you all very much for watching, as we're gonna get through the standings real quick. This was going to be your standings for today. Biggest winner of the evening is gonna be DRL Mike. Biggest loser of the evening, in my opinion, is either gonna be Noise Job or Lee Crack. I would say Lee Crack, as he was in P1 at the beginning of the race, and ended up being P12. Noise Job, I mean, he was all the way in P3 or P2. He crashed into the wall and just gave up. Slovakian driver. The Alpine driver in P11. Then we've got Poons in P10. I mean, he also at some point was in P3 though, and then he crashed together with the other driver, George Matt, I think it was. No, it was Apentrots. Both of them had a little bit of a battle coming out of the last corner. I think it is turn 24 or something. Turn 20, possibly turn 21. Both drivers went just together into the wall and just took along each other into the wall. So That's what's up. Kiwi, I mean, he had a pretty amazing race, but he just had too many penalties, so that's why he's all the way at the back of the grid. Well, I mean, in the middle of the grid, because the other guys have DNF. Swanee, I mean, choosing the soft tires was not the best option he could have taken. He already had a crash earlier during the race, and then we've got Chartman in P5. I mean, he had so many battles, but I can't remember one. Maybe one with Naismith or Kiwi or Noise Job. He also had some good battles with Foon. So I mean, definitely Overtaker of the evening together with Noise Job. Then we've got Naismith in P4. He came all the way back. He was looking at the bad thing, and then the top three, of course. Congratulations to you. This is going to be the end of the race, the end of the stream. I've got some itching at my beautiful mustache. And I thank you guys for watching. It was once again an honor having you guys here. I'm not too sure. Probably it is going to be a lot of guys rewatching the stream. I didn't have many interaction with the guys in the chat right now, but that doesn't really matter. Um, and I thank you guys for watching. I mean, this was round 7 of season 6 here around Coda, and it was another streaming. Once again, I mean, I'm always gonna say this. It was fun. It was cool. It went very fast. It went past very fast. So that's what's up right now. We will get you guys next week. I will be commentating. I will be commentating. Staying loyal to the league, you know. So I thank you guys for watching. Have a great evening. This was Phoebe Thomas. Peace out.